Tonight, you're here to rest, not to solve anything, not to keep up with the pace of the day, just to slow down for a while. The world outside has already dimmed. The late night quiet has settled over your home like a soft blanket, and the last bits of daylight have slipped away without asking anything from you. As you lie there, you can feel the difference. Your shoulders aren't carrying as much. Your breath isn't trying so hard. The room is steady, familiar, and safe. A place that asks nothing more than for you to simply be. This story was made for a night like this. A night where you're allowed to drift, to let your thoughts spread out and soften at the edges, to move at a pace that finally feels natural. In a moment, you'll step into a quiet world of starlight and slow movement, a place where everything unfolds gently, and every detail meets you with calm. You don't have to stay awake for any of it. You can let go whenever you want. The story will take care of the rest and carry you toward sleep, one easy breath at a time. And now, as the quiet around you settles a little deeper, the night opens a gentle doorway, a small shift in your breath, a soft release across your shoulders, and suddenly the space you're in feels wider, as if it's ready to carry you into the first steps of this journey. Let's ease into it together. The room holds you like a familiar friend. Nothing rushed, nothing sharp. Just the kind of stillness that only shows up after a long day has finally let go of you. Your pillow fits the shape of your head. The sheets keep a quiet warmth along your arms. There's a steady hush in the air, the kind that reminds you that you're allowed to rest now. Outside, the night moves in slow motion. Maybe a bit of rain, maybe the soft hum of a distant road, maybe just silence. Whatever it is, it matches your breathing without asking. You notice the small things first. The way your jaw loosens, the way your hands stop gripping the day, the way your thoughts spread out and stop crowding the front of your mind. You don't have to guide anything here. You don't have to earn the quiet. It's already yours. Just let the night meet you where you are. One gentle breath, one soft moment at a time. Your breath becomes the quiet rhythm of the room, not something you force, just something that happens on its own. A soft rise, a slow fall, a small pause in between where nothing is expected of you. The air feels a little heavier now, in a comforting way, the way a blanket settles across your legs, or the way dusk settles across a tired neighborhood. You notice how the weight in your chest eases, how the busyness of the day drifts to the back corner of your mind, too far away to reach you from here. Each inhale brings a touch of warmth. Each exhale clears a bit of space. Not a dramatic shift, just tiny changes that add up quietly. Even the darkness feels gentle tonight, not empty, not lonely, just steady and calm, like a wide open field after sunset, where the world finally stops pushing, and with every slow breath, you feel yourself settling a little deeper into this moment, into a night that's patient, unhurried, and completely yours. And as your breath settles into its easy rhythm, a gentle curiosity stirs, the kind that doesn't wake you up, but quietly invites you forward. Some nights open a window you didn't expect, a soft pull toward some place calm and wide. Tonight, that pull leads upward, not far, just to a quiet place waiting above you, where the night sky feels close enough to touch. Let's go there now. You imagine a small staircase tucked at the edge of your home, one you've always known was there, though you've never needed it until tonight. Each step is slow and familiar. The wood cool beneath your feet, the air growing softer as you rise. When you reach the rooftop, the night opens around you like a deep, slow breath. The sky stretches wide, a calm canvas of dark blues and faint silver. A single lantern glows near the railing, casting a warm circle of light on the floorboards. Beyond it, the rest of the rooftop rests in gentle shadow, quiet, spacious, unhurried. At the far end stands a small observatory dome, its curved roof reflecting a thin line of moonlight. The door is slightly open, as if it's been waiting for you. Patient, steady, and without urgency. A soft breeze moves across your shoulders, cool enough to wake your senses, but gentle enough to keep you relaxed. Inside that observatory, a telescope rests beneath the dim glow of a single lamp, ready to lift the night sky closer, one star at a time. You take a slow step forward, feeling the rooftop settle beneath you. As the quiet deepens in a way that feels almost personal, like the sky itself is glad you came. Inside the small dome, the air feels different, quiet in a deeper way, as if the room is holding its breath with you. The telescope waits near the center, its metal surface catching a thin shimmer of lantern light, soft and steady. You rest your hand along the side of it, expecting the cool touch of brass or steel, but instead you feel a faint warmth beneath your fingertips, a gentle pulse, like the telescope has been awake longer than you have. You lean closer to the eyepiece, and the world around you narrows to a single circle of soft darkness. At first, there's nothing, just a quiet haze. Then, slowly, a thin thread of light gathers in the center, as if a star is remembering that it belongs here. The light brightens, stretching outward in calm, deliberate lines, until the entire view becomes a soft, glowing doorway not bright enough to startle you, just bright enough to welcome you. The telescope shifts gently beneath your hand, not moving on its own, but guiding you in a way that feels natural, as if it's showing you how to follow the light. The glow widens, a slow unfurling, like a curtain parting to reveal a quiet universe waiting behind it. You feel the air around you soften, the floor steady beneath your feet, your breath deep and unhurried. And in that steady calm, you understand that this doorway isn't asking for effort. It's simply opening for you, for this moment, for a night where everything is finally gentle. All you have to do is step closer and let the light meet you. The light gathers a little more, soft at the edges, gentle in the center, like a quiet invitation opening all at once. You feel a slight shift inside yourself. Not a push, not a pull, just a calm sense that the next step is meant to be easy. The rooftop, the lamp, the cool night air, they all remain steady behind you, but the glow ahead feels warmer, closer, almost familiar. And as you lean into it, the light widens into a space that's waiting just for you. This is where your starship begins. You step forward, and the light settles into a soft, open room, calm, spacious, and warm in a way that feels unexpected for a place among the stars. The floor beneath you is smooth, almost cloud-like, giving just enough to match your weight. Not too soft, not too firm, just right. Gentle lights line the walls, glowing like distant lanterns. They don't shine, they hum. A slow, steady glow that wraps around the room like a quiet embrace. In front of you rests the heart of your starship, a rounded cabin with wide windows curving along its sides. Through them, you can see the faint shimmer of a sky you've never stood beneath. a sky that feels both new and safe. A single seat waits near the center, shaped to fit the way a tired body naturally rests. No buttons, no switches, nothing to control. Just a seat that holds you without asking anything in return. The air has a warmth to it, the kind that reminds you of stepping into a room where someone left a light on for you. Not bright, just welcoming. You take a slow breath, and the cabin seems to breathe with you. A gentle rise, a gentle fall, as if matching your pace so you don't have to adjust to its world. This is your quiet starship. Not a machine, not a vehicle, a place designed for rest, for wandering gently, for moving through the night sky without effort. And as you stand there, you already feel it, the sense that this ship knows how to hold you, how to travel softly, how to keep the world quiet around you while you drift deeper into your night. You move a little farther into the cabin, and the room reveals more of itself. Not suddenly, but in soft, gradual details, like a place that prefers to be discovered slowly. Along one side, a small resting nook is built into the wall. A thick blanket is folded there, its fabric warm to the touch, holding the quiet scent of cotton and calm nights. Next to it, a narrow shelf holds a few simple things: a small cup, a soft cloth, an old-looking journal with no writing inside. They feel like belongings from a life you haven't lived yet, but somehow they still feel like yours. Across the cabin, there's a window that rises from floor to ceiling. The glass curves gently around the room, letting you see a sweep of distant color, a faint wash of starlight, quiet and pale, waiting on the other side of the ship's hull. When you stand near the window, the space outside doesn't feel cold or far away. It feels patient, as if it wants to meet you at your pace, not rush ahead. A soft hum begins in the background, barely there, easy to miss, if you weren't already so calm. It isn't mechanical. It sounds more like a deep, steady breath moving through the walls themselves, as though the ship is settling in with you. You notice a small panel near the chair. No words, no symbols, just a warm, gentle glow that brightens softly when you're close and fades when you step away. It doesn't ask for input. It isn't something to figure out. It simply mirrors your presence, responding quietly, letting you know the ship is aware of you. Not in a loud way, but in the way a night light waits without expectation. Everything here feels intentional. Everything here feels slow. Everything here feels safe. And as you look around this calm, glowing cabin, you realize the ship isn't preparing for a journey. It's preparing you, helping your body and your thoughts ease toward the quiet space where the night can finally carry you forward. You take your place in the seat at the center of the cabin. It meets you softly, shaping itself around your weight, as if it's been waiting for this exact moment. The lights along the walls dim a little, not fading, just settling, like a room lowering its voice because it knows you're ready for something gentle. Outside the curved window, the faint shimmer of starlight grows clearer, pulling a quiet glow across the floor at your feet. It doesn't feel distant anymore. It feels near, like the first hint of dawn slipping under a door. A soft vibration moves through the cabin, barely there, a low hum that eases along the frame of the ship. Not the shake of engines, not the noise of machinery, just a calm shift, the way a river changes direction without disturbing the surface. The warm panel beside you brightens. Its glow rises in slow, steady breaths, matching the rhythm of your own, until the whole cabin feels synced to you. Your pace, your quiet, your night. Then, almost imperceptibly, the floor becomes lighter beneath your feet, as if the weight of the world below you is gently loosening its hold. You're not lifting off yet, not moving, just leaning toward possibility, toward an open sky and a journey that asks nothing more than your presence. The starlight beyond the glass shifts, stretching into soft lines, as though the night is adjusting itself to guide you forward. And in that moment, you feel the simplest, calmest truth settle in your chest. This ship knows how to carry you. It knows how to move through the quiet. It knows how to take you someplace peaceful, far beyond the noise of the day you left behind. All you have to do now is let it begin. The ship settles into one long, quiet breath, as if the entire cabin is exhaling with you. The glow outside the window gathers itself, soft streaks of silver, touches of muted blue, a gentle shimmer forming at the edge of your view. It feels like the night is opening a path, not rushing you, not pulling you, just widening the space in front of you in the calmest way. And as the starship leans into that widening light, your journey begins to rise. This is where you start leaving Earth behind. The shift is so gentle, you almost don't notice it at first. A soft lift beneath the cabin, a subtle easing of weight, like the moment an elevator begins moving but hasn't yet decided on a direction. The windows brighten with a faint, cool glow, not from engines, not from motion, but from the night sky making room for you. The rooftops, the trees, the quiet streets far below, they soften into shapes that no longer feel attached to gravity. Nothing feels sharp or sudden. It's all slow, as if the world wants to be kind as you step away from it. Your starship rises through a thin layer of mist, hovering just above the sleeping town. The lights from porches and windows blur into soft halos, each one fading gently as you drift higher. You can't see individual houses anymore, only warm dots scattered across the darkness, like someone placed tiny embers along the ground to guide a traveler home. Higher still, the sky deepens into a smooth gradient, dark navy near the horizon, melting into a quiet black above. Clouds stretch beneath you like pale blankets laid across the earth, their tops brushed by moonlight, their edges glowing faintly as if they're welcoming your passing. And through it all, your ship stays steady, moving with the patience of something that understands how tired you are. There is no rush, no pressure, just the world falling away in the softest possible way as you continue to rise. As the ship continues its slow ascent, the last traces of the atmosphere deepen into a soft, muted blue. The color wraps around the cabin windows like the final edge of evening, lingering before true night begins. You feel the gentle shift again, a subtle easing, as though the pull of gravity has loosened its grip and is now waving you onward with a quiet nod. Below you, Earth drifts into a broader view, not a sudden reveal, not a dramatic sweep, just a gradual widening, the way a curtain lifts a little at a time to let in morning light. The thin line of the horizon glows with a cool silver, curving softly, almost shy about showing its shape. Cloud layers overlap like brushed paint, edges blending into one another until they become a single, calm surface. Far beneath those clouds, entire coastlines begin to shimmer faintly, their outlines softened by the distance. Not sharp maps, just gentle arcs of brightness where land meets water. City lights gather into clusters, tiny constellations resting on the surface of the planet. They don't flicker from here. They just glow. Quiet, patient, steady. All the noise of the world remains somewhere far below, so distant now. It feels like it belongs to a different lifetime. your ship drifts higher until the blue beneath you thins into a pale border, and the rest of the sky becomes a endless darkness, rich, clean, untouched. The moment you cross out of Earth's hold isn't marked by any sound, no shift, no jolt, just a soft stillness, a quiet sense that you've stepped fully into the night. And for the first time, the stars no longer look far away. They feel close, as if they've moved toward you, ready to guide you deeper into the calm. As the stars settle into their quiet places and the darkness around you soften into a calm, open sea, a new light begins to appear at the edge of your view. Faint at first, like a memory returning slowly. It grows with a steady glow, and still casting a gentle path across the space ahead. The light doesn't call you closer. It simply waits, patient and calm, as though it has been glowing in that same place for a very long time. You recognize it, not from detail, but from feeling, a soft presence you've seen many nights from far below. This is where your journey meets the moon. The moon rises in your window as a quiet sphere of silver, softened by distance, its surface washed in pale light that feels gentle even across the emptiness of space. It doesn't feel cold. It doesn't feel remote. Instead, it carries the calm of a place that has always watched the world without ever rushing it. As your ship drifts closer, the moon's glow spreads across the cabin floor, a slow, silvery sweep that brightens and fades with each subtle shift of your breath. Craters form delicate shadows that fall into soft curves, their edges smoothed by ages of quiet time. Nothing looks sharp here. Nothing looks harsh. Everything is softened by stillness. The closer you drift, the more you notice the quiet, not the absence of sound, but a deeper kind of silence, a silence that feels like a whole world resting all at once. The moon hangs there, unmoving, unhurried, bathed in a silver calm that feels older than anything you've ever known. And as you watch it, you realize you're not just looking at a place in space. You're looking at a moment, a long, patient moment that has been waiting for anyone who needed a little more quiet than the world below could give. As the ship glides nearer, the surface of the moon begins to reveal its quieter details. Not dramatic cliffs or harsh ridges, but gentle rises and soft dips, as if time itself has been smoothing the landscape for millions of silent nights. Silver dust reflects the faint glow of distant starlight, creating tiny pockets of brightness scattered across the ground below. Each one looks like a lantern someone placed there long ago and simply left burning. You drift above a stretch of open terrain where shadows fall in long, peaceful lines. They aren't dark or heavy. They move softly, as if they're part of a slow dance between the moon and the faraway sun. A narrow ridge appears beneath you, its edge outlined with a thin thread of pale light. From here, it looks almost like a path, not one meant for walking, but one meant for wandering. As your ship hovers over it, you sense a quiet familiarity, as though countless nights of looking up from Earth have made this place feel like an old friend you're finally meeting face to face. The silence deepens, not empty, not lonely, but full. A silence that feels like it understands how tired the world can make you. And in that silence, you feel something loosen inside. A small release, a soft exhale, a letting go you didn't have to think about. The moon isn't asking you to stay. It isn't asking anything at all. It's simply offering a moment of stillness, a place where even your thoughts seem to speak in quieter tones. Here, hovering above the silver surface, you're held in a calm that reaches deeper than the space you're traveling through. Your ship drifts along the edge of the moon's horizon, moving slowly enough that each change in light feels like a small, careful breath. From this angle, the silver glow softens into a gentle gradient. Dark at the far edge, bright where the sun brushes the surface, as if the moon is turning a page without making a sound. You pass over a quiet valley, its floor swept smooth by ages of stillness. No wind, no movement, just a calm openness that seems to widen inside you as much as it widens beneath you. For a moment, you imagine what it would feel like to stand down there, your feet pressing into soft lunar dust, your shadow stretching long and thin under the soft light above. Not to explore, not to conquer, just to be still in a place where stillness is the oldest language. A faint shimmer catches your eye, a thin band of light running along a distant ridge. It looks almost like a quiet trail, a gentle reminder that even in a place this silent, there are paths that lead onward. Your ship turns toward that shimmer with a slow, graceful arc, never rushing, never stirring the calm around you. The valley falls away behind you, and the ridge rises gently ahead, marked by that slim, patient line of silver. And as you follow it, you feel a soft clarity settling in. Not a thought, not an idea, just an ease, as if the universe is exhaling right beside you. The moon begins to drift behind the ship now, its glow dimming at the edge of your window, but lingering in your chest like a quiet echo. Ahead, the darkness opens into a wider stretch of space, not empty, but ready. This is where your journey moves on. As the moon's soft glow fades behind you, the darkness ahead deepens into a calm, open stretch, wide enough to hold whatever comes next, gentle enough not to interrupt the quiet you've found. A faint, ember-colored light begins to appear in the distance, small at first, barely more than a muted spark resting against the dark. The light grows slowly, unfolding like dawn in a faraway desert, warm and steady, marking the presence of the next world waiting on your path. You drift toward it with ease, your ship gliding as though it knows the way by heart. This is where you meet Mars. Mars appears through the window as a soft sphere of red and gold. Its colors warmed by a distant sun and cooled by the darkness around it. It doesn't flare or shimmer. It simply glows. A steady, quiet light that feels more welcoming than fiery. As you draw closer, the surface reveals long stretches of smooth, rust-colored plains, shaped by time and silence rather than storms or noise. Pale dust moves in slow, gentle curls near the edge of a shadowed plateau, as if stirred by a breeze that barely remembers how to rise. Your ship follows a calm path toward a wide canyon that rests across the planet's surface like an old story carved in soft stone. Its walls descend in gentle layers, each one a slightly different shade of red, gold, or muted brown. A quiet tapestry of colors that seem to glow from within. There is no urgency here, no harsh winds, no sudden movement, just a slow, steady world turning at its own unhurried pace. And as you drift along its upper edge, the canyon stretches out beneath you like a deep breath, wide, patient, inviting you to settle into its calm. Your ship eases downward, aligning itself with the quiet rhythm of the canyon below. There's no sense of descent, just a gentle settling, as if the ship is lowering itself onto a long, slow exhale. The canyon floor stretches beneath you like a soft sweep of color, reds fading into browns, browns fading into muted golds. Even the shadows here seem to move at a slower pace. Along the far wall, thin lines of frost rest in shaded grooves, pale, delicate, like brush strokes left behind by a winter that passed through long ago and never hurried on its way. Your ship glides just above the surface, close enough to see the small ripples in the dust, patterns shaped not by wind, but by time. Patient, deliberate, quiet as a resting heartbeat. A narrow ridge rises ahead, its edge glowing faintly where sunlight slips across it. The ridge curves gently, guiding your ship as naturally as a hand resting lightly on your back. For a moment, you drift along its contour, following the line of light like a slow-moving ribbon. There's a peaceful emptiness here, not hollow, not lonely, but spacious, as if the canyon is giving you room to breathe in a way you didn't realize you needed. In this wide, silent world, your thoughts fall into softer shapes. Your body settles deeper into its calm. And Mars holds you the same way it holds its ancient dust, without pressure, without expectation, simply letting you be. As the canyon widens behind you, the soft red glow of Mars begins to fade, slipping into the distance like a warm ember, settling into ash. Your ship rises again, moving with the same calm confidence it has shown all night. Steady, gentle, unhurried. The darkness ahead deepens at first, quiet and open. A calm stretch of space that seems to wait with patience. Then, far beyond that darkness, two immense shapes begin to reveal themselves. Not sudden, not overwhelming, but blooming into view like great paintings unfolding on a canvas of night. Their colors move, slow and fluid, as if the universe chose this moment to show you something vast and impossibly gentle. You're approaching the giants now. Jupiter appears first, a colossal sphere sphere of swirling color drifting softly at the edge of your window. From this distance, its bands don't look fierce or stormy. They look like strokes of brushed cream and muted gold, folding into one another the way clouds drift across a quiet morning sky. The movement is slow, almost sleepy, each curl of color rolling beneath the next with the patience of a tide that has known the ocean for ages. Hints of deeper hues, rust, amber, soft brown, rise up from beneath the pale layers, adding depth without noise, motion without urgency. Your ship keeps a respectful distance, gliding just far enough away so the planet fills your view without ever feeling overwhelming. Even at this scale, Jupiter doesn't feel imposing. It feels alive in a gentle way, like a huge creature breathing quietly in its sleep. Its swirling patterns stretch across its surface like a living mural, a masterpiece painted in motion over countless silent nights. You watch as a pale band of cream fades slowly into a soft blush of gold, then melts again into deeper bronze, a seamless rhythm so steady it almost matches the beat of your pulse. And for a moment, you forget you are moving at all. It feels as though the universe itself has paused with you, letting you take in the calm of something so vast, yet so incredibly gentle. As your ship drifts past Jupiter's soft, swirling canvas, another shape begins to rise in the distance, slender, graceful, wrapped in a faint halo of pale light. Saturn appears slowly, the way a lantern brightens at dusk. Not all at once, but in a warm, widening glow that seems to welcome you long before you reach it. Its rings emerge first, thin lines of silver gold stretching around the planet in quiet, perfect curves. They don't sparkle or flash. They simply glow. A gentle, steady radiance, like moonlight caught on calm water. As you approach, the rings reveal more detail, soft variations in shade, delicate layers stacked like pages in a book left open on a quiet table. The closer you drift, the more the rings look less like stone or ice and more like strokes of brushed light, each one drawn with a patience only the universe could know. Saturn itself turns slowly, its muted golds and soft grays shifting across its surface in quiet loops of color. They move with a rhythm so slow you can feel your body relax just by watching them. Nothing about this giant feels harsh. Nothing feels cold. It carries a kind of calm grandeur, as if its size exists not to impress you, but to reassure you that even the vastest things in the universe can move with gentleness. Your ship glides along the outer arc of the rings, never disturbing them, never touching, just drifting close enough to feel the quiet grace that holds them in place. For a moment, the rings sweep beneath your window like a ribbon of soft light, flowing in a slow, endless path that seems to stretch far beyond what the eye could ever follow. And as you watch them, you sense something settle inside you. A stillness that feels deeper than anything you left behind on Earth. Here, floating beside Saturn, you are held in a as wusu and quiet as the giant itself. Your ship drifts between the two giants, letting their quiet colors spill gently across the cabin floor. Soft gold from Saturn, muted amber from Jupiter, each glow blending into the other, like two lanterns sharing the same night. For a long moment, you're simply held in the space between them, not moving forward, not leaving, just resting in the presence of things far larger than worry and far older than noise. The silence here is different from the silence of the moon, and different from the silence of Mars. It carries weight, but not the heavy kind, the kind that feels grounding, steady, reassuring. You watch as Saturn's rings cast a thin band of shadow across its golden curve, a delicate line that moves more slowly than the passing of thoughts. And beyond Jupiter, a small cluster of moons circles in the distance, each one drifting as if tracing gentle loops in a quiet dance you're allowed to witness but never disturb. Your ship tilts slightly, aligning with the open stretch of space that lies just beyond the orbit of both planets. A soft hum moves through the cabin, not signaling departure, but acknowledging the moment the way a breeze acknowledges a turning season. As the giants begin to fall behind you, their colors fade into broad shapes, then into faint smudges of gold and bronze, and finally into distant glows that blend with the dark around them. But something of them stays with you, a lingering sense of stillness, a reminder of how slowly and gracefully the universe can move when it's not trying to be seen. Ahead of you, the darkness widens, deep and open, a quiet invitation to follow the next stretch of your path. And with one gentle shift, the ship glides forward, carrying the calm of the giants with it as you drift deeper into the night between the stars. As the last glow of the giants fades behind you, the dark ahead opens wider than before, a calm, endless stretch where the night feels both deep and welcoming. The stars begin to gather in soft clusters, their light forming thin strands that weave gently through the darkness. They don't rush toward you. They don't pull you forward. They simply brighten in slow, patient shapes, as though the universe is arranging them for this moment alone. Your ship responds with a steady, quiet hum, aligning itself with the faint, shimmering path unfolding ahead. The night stretches out, wide and calm, ready to carry you into its gentlest river. This is where you enter the Star River. The stars gather like grains of light scattered across a dark, peaceful current. Some glow pale silver, others shine with a soft gold, and a few burn faintly blue, like tiny sparks waiting to breathe. As your ship drifts forward, the clusters begin to align, not in straight lines, but in long, flowing arcs that curve gently through space like a river winding across a quiet valley. The light thickens, forming a soft, radiant mist that stretches far in every direction. It doesn't shine brightly. It glows, a calm, steady radiance that wraps the cabin in muted warmth. The ship floats into the center of the current, and you feel a subtle shift, as though you've entered a place where time drifts more slowly, where everything moves in long, unbroken breaths. Stars pass beneath you in a slow, shimmering stream, each one sliding by with the softness of drifting embers. Above you, larger clusters weave together, their light overlapping in gentle layers that look almost like clouds. Clouds made not of vapor, but of memory and glow. The Star River carries no sound, yet it feels alive. Alive in the quietest possible way, as if the universe itself is whispering without words. And as you move deeper into it, your own breath begins to match the rhythm. Slow, warm, unhurried, a quiet drift through a river of light. As your ship glides deeper into the river of light, the stars begin to shift in gentle patterns, subtle curves, soft spirals, quiet waves of brightness that seem to adjust themselves just enough to guide your path. The movement isn't exact, not like a map or a trail. It feels more like drifting along a tide, one that carries you without ever asking you to follow. To your left, a broad cluster of silver stars forms a soft arc that bends across the darkness like a bridge made of quiet light. Their glow spreads outward, bleeding into a faint mist that drifts calmly through space, not swirling, not rising, just floating as though it has nowhere else to be. On the other side, a patch of deeper blue light flickers in slow, uneven pulses, as if the stars there are breathing in long intervals, each breath stretching into the next with patient ease. Your ship responds gently, tilting with small, fluid motions that keep you aligned with the slow current flowing beneath you. The cabin glows faintly with the reflection of the starry mist. Silver across your hands, pale gold across the floor, a soft blue shadow lifting at the edge of the window. Every shift in color feels like a quiet blessing from the night, a reminder that out here nothing demands your attention. You pass through a section where the stars form long vertical trails, like rain falling upward in slow motion, each drop glowing from within as though it carries a tiny ember of warmth. The sight settles something deep inside you, loosening the last threads of tension you didn't even realize were still there. The Star River isn't just a place you're traveling through. It's a place that seems to be traveling with you, offering its calm, its silence, its soft rhythm, until your whole body is unhurried as the light drifting beside you. The further you drift along the Star River, the more the light around you begins to soften, not dimming, but smoothing out its edges, as though the stars themselves are lowering their voices. Ahead, a wide expanse opens in the current, where the star clusters spread apart just enough for the darkness to breathe through them. It feels like stepping into a quiet clearing after walking through a forest of gentle glow. The ship glides into this open space with a slow, seamless motion, as if it has known this place long before you arrived. In the center of the clearing, a nebula blooms, not bright, not loud, but soft and almost dreamlike, a drifting garden of faint colors floating in the dark, lavender haze, dusty blues, a touch of rose gold, each shade blending into the next like watercolor brushed across the night. The nebula doesn't swirl, it drifts, unfolding petal by petal, as though space is exhaling in long, delicate breaths. Your ship slows, allowing you to float through its outer edge. Tiny grains of illuminated dust glimmer around you, gliding past the windows like slow-moving fireflies, dancing in thick, gentle air. The cabin grows warmer with the shifting colors, each hue casting a soft tint across the walls. Lavender along your arms, pale gold brushing the floor, a faint blue settling against your shoulders like a cool hand, inviting you deeper into rest. You enter the heart of the nebula, where the colors gather in a quiet spiral, turning so gracefully that the movement feels more imagined than seen. There is no sense of time here, no sense of distance, only the feeling of drifting inside a place that exists for no other reason than to be gentle. And as you float through this soft, luminous drift, you feel the star rivers, a calm so deep it seems to slow the world inside your chest, letting each breath fall into an easy rhythm that matches the glow outside your window. Soon, the nebula begins to thin, its colors stretching out into faint strands that fade slowly into the darkness ahead, marking the quiet path that will lead you homeward. But for now, you remain in the softest part of the river, held in its quiet light, drifting at a pace that feels exactly right for this peaceful night. As the last strands of the nebula drift behind you, the star river begins to thin, its soft glow folding back into the wider dark, like a tide retreating across a quiet shore. The ship, not stopping, not turning sharply, just easing into a gentler rhythm, as if sensing a shift in the night. A single point of pale blue light glimmers far ahead, small but steady, resting at the edge of your view. It doesn't shine like a star. It doesn't flicker like the clusters behind you. It glows with a warmth that feels unmistakably familiar. A light you've known long before this journey began. Your ship tilts toward it with calm certainty, like a quiet decision made without words. This is where the path begins to lead you home. The pale blue point grows slowly, almost shyly, as though it wants to give you time to recognize it. It expands from a spark into a soft orb of color. Its glow blooming gently like a lantern brightening behind frosted glass. The closer you drift, the more the shades deepen, blue blending into teal, teal melting into a faint ribbon of white curling along the edge. Earth, not as a map, not as a globe, just as a warm, living light returning to your window after a long, quiet night. You watch as its outlines soften, not crisp or sharp, but gently blurred, as if the planet is wrapped in a blanket of cloud and dawn. Thin trails of coastline glow beneath the surface haze, while faint clusters of city lights twinkle like tiny memories waiting patiently for you. None of it feels overwhelming. None of it feels loud. From here, Earth looks peaceful, like a place that's also resting, breathing in slow, familiar rhythms that match your own. Your ship keeps its distance for now, hovering at the edge of Earth's glow, so you can take it in without being rushed. And in this quiet moment, you feel something settle inside you. A small warmth, a gentle recognition, a sense that the place you left behind has been waiting with soft light instead of urgency. You're not home yet, but you're close enough to feel the comfort of its presence, close enough to let the thought of returning soften your breath and loosen your shoulders just a little more. The ship begins its gentle descent, not by speeding up, but by relaxing, as if letting gravity reach out with an open hand. Earth's blue glow fills more of your window now, spreading in soft layers, deep ocean hues, hints of cloud white, and the faint gold of distant cities nestled under night. Nothing sharp, nothing bright, just a quiet, familiar warmth rising toward you. As you drift closer, the curve of the planet becomes clear, a smooth arc softened by the thin halo of atmosphere that wraps around it like a shimmer of morning light. The ship adjusts its path with small, fluid motions, floating through a patch of pale, drifting clouds that glow faintly under the moon. Below them, the land comes into view in gentle impressions, forests appearing as dark, soft swaths, lakes forming quiet mirrors of silver, and winding rivers glinting like calm threads of light laid across the earth. A sense of recognition moves through you. Not a sense of duty, not a list of things waiting for you, but a deeper feeling, the comfort of returning to a place that knows your name, even when you're silent. The ship lowers past the highest clouds, letting you glimpse small clusters of lights in the distance, homes, neighborhoods, tiny pieces of the world resting in their own quiet moments. You're close now, close enough to sense the steady rhythm of the world beneath you. The same rhythm that has always moved with your own, even on the days you felt far from it. The ship tilts gently, aligning with a familiar stretch of land below, one shaped by memory, softened by time, lit gently by the night. You can already feel the stillness of home meeting you halfway. As the ship drifts lower, the glow of earth settles into softer shapes. Quiet neighborhoods, still rooftops, trees resting in the dark without a single breeze to disturb them. The night feels familiar again, not as something distant, but as something close enough to touch your window. Your ship moves with a final gentle tilt, as though the journey itself is offering you one last slow breath before guiding you home. And as the cabin lights dim, you feel the calm of the night reaching back toward you. Steady, warm, and unmistakably yours. This is where you return to your own quiet bed. The ship settles with a softness that feels more like landing on memory than on ground. The floor beneath your feet meets you gently, warm and familiar, as if it knew you were coming back. When you step out of the cabin, the night air greets you with the same calm hush you felt at the start. A quiet that has followed you across moons, across planets, across rivers of starlight, just to guide you home again. The rooftop is exactly as you left it. The lantern's soft glow, the curve of the observatory dome, the boards cool beneath your steps. Nothing has changed, and yet everything feels different, because you're carrying the quiet of the universe in your breath now. You walk down the familiar staircase, one slow step at a time, each one softer than the last, as though the night is cushioning every movement. Your room welcomes you with its steady warmth, its gentle darkness, its quiet promise that you don't have to do anything more tonight. You slip back into your bed, the sheets greeting you like an old friend, cool at first, then warm, then perfectly still. The pillow cradles your head in the exact shape it remembers, and your body settles into the mattress as if drawn there by the calm you've gathered on your journey. Outside, the night continues without hurry. Inside, your breath falls into a slow, peaceful rhythm that carries glimpses of silver moonlight, distant colors of nebula dust, and the quiet glow of home. You don't need to listen anymore. You don't need to follow every word. Your mind can drift the way your ship drifted through the stars, softly, easily, without effort. You're home, you're safe, and the night is ready to hold you